So one of the new features that's been released recently is the ability to now template an entire workspace. While previously it was possible to template up a board so that you can use that for future projects or workflows, it's now possible at a workspace level to template up that entire workspace and use it over and over again. So some ways that this could be useful is if you have a well-defined workflow that needs to be replicated across different functions or teams within your organization. Where it's also really powerful is if you create the building blocks or the foundations for different teams to start to build on top of Monday out their particular workflow. So instead of starting with a blank canvas, what you can do is save up a organizational template, and then that template can be used for new teams, new people who are running their workflows. It may include, your base set of boards with defined and consistent columns. It might include some dashboards that are kind of preset, and it might include some documentation on how to manage and adopt Monday. It's a really useful way to save time, but also provide consistency and standardization around what you're doing at a workspace level as new teams or workflows start to get built. Now it's really super easy to use. So whenever you have a workspace that you've created, you might create a new one to then be that template that you want to use over and over again. At that workspace level, we can see at the top here where it's got its name, we've got our 3 dots. We simply click that and we utilize this now save as template. So when we click that button, you can see down the bottom here, it's telling me that it's saving that workspace as a template, and potentially that can take a few minutes depending on the size of your workspace and what's included. And you'll start to see once it's completed that we get that little wand there marked over each item within the workspace, and you can see what it tells me is it's part of a workspace template. So that's now templated up, ready for me to use. So when I want to utilize that, we're simply going to our same blue option that we do for all our templates, and we click choose from templates. I want to find my one I just created. It's just there, briefing and request, which was the name of our workspace. So when I click on that, it's giving me the option to use this template, and it's going to create it in a new workspace. So once I click on that, it's going to give me the ability to then drop that into that workspace. So another way you could do it is you could create a blank workspace. I could go up here and I could go add workspace. This is my new one, and then I can click my plus button here to choose from templates, and I'll find my briefing and requests. I'll click on that, and you can see the difference here is I get this little drop down arrow. So when I select this, it gives me the ability to use my template now in this workspace I've created. I recommend this is the best approach to do this way, because what happens is you inherit the folder structure in that workspace. So instead of it dumping all the boards in randomly, what it will do if utilizing this arrow here and selecting it is it will inherit that folder structure that you've created in that template workspace. So now when I click, I want to use it in this one. It's all pretty standard here, really common in terms of what happens when we create a template from a view or from a board that we've created. It will go through this process to ensure that it's taking all that information. It's now going to create that in my workflow. So you can see now it's created that workspace in here. I would suggest that it's very important to just go through and check all the linkages, but everything should be linked through correctly how it was in your template workspace, especially if you are utilizing the connected boards column. We can see now that it's living here ready to use. So this is a quick way that you can initiate new workflows, standardize your workspace setups, and really simplify onboarding new teams. It's a really powerful feature that can now save you time, avoid duplication of boards, and all those kind of things to speed up the process and the adoption of those different teams utilizing Monday when getting onboarded.